What's going on, Cam fam? It's your boy Cam back again with a brand new video, and it feels really good, really good to do that intro. It's been a long time since I've been able to get back to my roots, and honestly, we're still trying to get back into the motivation to do it again. This is a video that's been a long time coming, and I've been thinking about things, and I've been going through a lot of stuff, and I'll save that for my private life, and I'll definitely keep that to the side. But I just wanted to make one video to, I guess, relay a message that I feel is important to me, and I think a lot of you guys, I think a lot of people in general, honestly, would agree with me when it comes to this particular So the main thing that I wanted to talk about today is what are we doing? What are we doing, and what are we here to do? Right? As human beings, as people on this planet, as people who experience these interactions day in and day out and have the struggles that all of us have, no matter how much money you have or how much money you don't have, no matter if you have a home or don't have a home, there are situations in your life that no matter who you are, where you come from, or what you're doing, you will still experience. These interactions, they come in a unique form, between person to person, but it's extremely important that we pay attention to these interactions specifically. They're small, but they matter. What are we here to do? And my philosophy growing up and, honestly walking throughout life in general and all the things that I've done, being in the military and all the jobs that I had before and now after, I've found that people are starting to lose sight of each other. And we've experienced this a lot because of COVID, but we've moved on, and I'm seeing that people are integrating back together, and we're moving back outside of this inside shell that we've been forced into this little box. We've been forced into this little box, and now we're forced to operate inside of their margins, the ones that are in control, per se. But we're operating inside of the margins of the people who are in charge of our communication between one another. And you think that this is a silly concept, but when you get on the internet and when you get on social media, when you get on all these platforms where you can interact with whoever you want, whenever you want, and say whatever you want, you're not understanding the fact that you're communicating with people who are actually people, because you're not looking at them to their face, right? And I'm not even talking about cyberbullying. I'm not even talking about roasting people on the internet. I get everybody's joking and everybody's got these jokes and stuff that they say. But what I'm saying is, or what I'm trying to stress, is the importance of these day-to-day interactions, not only for the other people that you're interacting with, but also for yourself. It feels like us as a people are losing sight of what it is that's important. We're here to help and lift each other. And when we don't have anybody, it's really apparent that we need people. But it takes being in that position to truly see that. And as you move on in life, and as you gather your ability to maintain yourself without having others, it becomes extremely easy to lose sight of that concept. I believe it to be extremely important, even down to the basic interaction of just saying hi to the person who passes you on the street. It's extremely important to be there for each other. Understand why a lot of the time people will put themselves first, but we have to stretch that extra mile. We have to go that extra distance. We have to help each other. And it ties a lot into knowing yourself and knowing what you can give without running out of resources. And it ties a lot into knowing what you can do without hurting yourself. And that's a self-growth thing that you have to go through. And I totally understand that, but it's something that people, especially of my generation, of a younger generation, you need to focus on. It's something that is extremely important to all of us. with the way that the social media looks and all the stuff that we see on the internet, you can only clean up your For You page so much. You can only unfriend and block people so much. Okay, you can only separate yourself so much. So where do we draw that line? Where do we begin to be the difference that we want to see? Where do we do that? When do we do that? Like I said before, it's a self-help thing, and you need to learn your boundaries. But we need to first understand what it is that we're here to do. Humans need each other by nature. We need to come together, and we need to help one another. We need to love one another, and we need to care for one another in a way where we wish that people would do for us. And I know that this is a message that millions of people have said, but don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everyone should be peaceful all the time and constantly give to one another and be completely selfless. There's always a time to set your boundaries. There's always a time to stand up for yourself. There's always a time to love yourself, but there is a time. And that time is not all the time. I've seen a lot recently. And I'm not even talking about personal instances. All over social media, in person, when I'm out going to my job interviews, or when I'm going out and trying to get a new job for career enhancement, and I'm trying to go to school, and I'm trying to increase my education, and I'm doing these things, and I'm not even talking about what I'm noticing from the people that I'm talking to for what I'm there to do. When I walk around and when I see people walking and interacting with each other, or lack thereof interaction with one another, it hurts me, because I know that these people are sucked into their devices waiting for someone to respond who probably won't right now, or scrolling through some kind of timeline or some kind of thing, or just looking at something, or just not paying attention to what is around you. We've talked about it a lot as humans in general, waking up and not being the sheeple. And it was easier 20 years ago. Not even 20, it was easier 10 years ago. Okay, but now is a time where we're so actively involved with everything that's going on that it's extremely hard to focus on what's right in front of you. I view this message to be extremely important, because people need to understand that the day-to-day interaction can stretch far for someone who doesn't have much. I can't speak from the perspective of a multi-million-dollar company CEO who takes quarterly vacations to the Bahamas. Okay, I can't speak for them. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they want to do. I don't know what their focus is in life, and I don't know what makes them happy. And maybe they are a problem that only they can solve. But we can't fall prey to the same agenda. I'm talking everybody. If you are that person, maybe reflect. If you somehow stumbled onto this video and it came across to you and you feel like this is you, just reflect. There's nothing wrong with anybody. I wouldn't want to say that. I would never say that there's something wrong with you for the way that you operate. I would never say that there's something wrong with you in the way that you think or do things. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's how you developed. It's how you survive. It's how you get past your obstacles. It's what you learn to do to survive. But what I'm trying to say is that there is a better way. There is a way where we can love each other. There is a way where we can be happy and care for others. It's not simple, but it is easy. It's not simple, but it's very, very easy. The only thing that makes it difficult is what goes on in your head. and your ability to break through that social boundary, your ability to break through that pressure of not knowing how the other person's going to react. A lot of the time, and I can tell you this from experience, a lot of the time, people put on a sour face because they're afraid of how that friendship will go. They've been hurt too much and don't want to make a new friend because they're afraid they're going to get hurt again. But that's part of the risk. That's part of the journey. Getting hurt is all a part of the growth, but you have to love and care for one another. It's extremely important. It's essential. As humans, we have to come together. It doesn't mean world peace. It doesn't mean agreeing all the time. It doesn't mean constantly being on the same page and constantly cooperating with one another. Okay, we're gonna fight, we're gonna argue as people, because I can't be like, hey, you're not me, and then suddenly I hate you, right? That's not how it works. We need to celebrate our differences, come together and laugh about it. But we need to start unifying and caring for one another, down to the smallest level of just saying hi when you walk by. There's been a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in my life, and primarily all I'm seeing is people creating boundaries away from one another, separating themselves and creating trust issues, creating problems, stopping relationships from developing before they even start because you're too afraid. You're too afraid to get hurt. Or maybe you don't feel like you deserve the kind of love that you could potentially get from going to that next level. It's a hard thing to do. All my life I've lived this way. And I can tell you, it hurts. Sometimes it hurts. I've been the villain. I've been the victim. I've been in the middle. I know it hurts. But the all-around unifying factor of all people is love, and it's something that cannot be explained in words. It's a feeling. It's a feeling that I guess is attributed to chemicals, that comes from a place that none of us can really understand. You'll never feel as happy as you do when you feel loved. Just like you'll never be as sad when you have no one. And by no one, I mean no family, no friends, nothing. You're at your lowest point with no one around. You're at your highest point when someone shows you that they really care about you. It's a risk you have to take. It might not always pay back, but it's important. I'm sorry that this is a more serious video. And I know a lot of the time I post 2K content and video game content, and we're definitely going to keep doing that. And honestly, I hope to up the production value on it. But right now, money's running low and we're kind of in the struggle. But we'll get there. But I found this message to be really important to portray to anyone who's willing to listen. So in conclusion, next time you walk past somebody when you're doing your grocery shopping, doing errands, paying bills, whatever, hold the door. Say hi. Good morning. Hey, how you doing? It's not hard. It's not hard. And 9 times out of 10, they're not going to stop and try and tell you a sob story and take up like 9/10 of your day. It's not going to happen. And if someone really needs to talk, then you should stand there and listen. Because everybody needs somebody. It's the small things. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And I hope you have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. I hope to be posting again soon.